Hello and welcome to Blue Spoon Veggie. I've found there are very few woes that can't be comforted, at least a little, by rich gravy and light, airy Yorkshire puddings. If you're not familiar with Yorkshire puddings, these are an incredibly popular savoury side dish in the UK and very simple to make. Finding delicious gravy can be a challenge for veggies, although things have improved a lot. Many popular chefs have created their own recipes for vegetarian gravy, and I'm going to share my recipe later in this video. I'm going to start by making up the batter for the Yorkshire puddings. Whisk together plain flour, an egg, and some salt and pepper until they form a smooth paste. I often wonder when I'm cooking how humble and relatively low-cost ingredients can turn into such an array of wonderful foods. I suppose that's the magic of cooking, and the inherited wisdom of all the cooks who've come before us. Once the mixture is very smooth, gradually whisk in the milk. Keep whisking until there are no lumps at all. Then for ease of pouring into the oven tray, I like to transfer the batter into a jug. I'm adding half a teaspoon of sunflower oil to each circle of my Yorkshire pudding tray, and now I'm going to heat that up for 5 minutes in a nice toasty oven, 210 degrees Celsius or 410 Fahrenheit. After 5 minutes, remove the hot tray from the oven. Pour the batter into the 4 circles of the tray. Full details of the ingredients for the Yorkshire puddings and the gravy are in the description below. Bake the puddings for 10 to 15 minutes. At the end of the cooking time, they will be impressively puffed up and golden. Serve them straight away while they're fresh and hot. Next, I'm going to make the rich vegetarian gravy, so let's have a look at the ingredients for that. I'm using shallots, leek, garlic and celery for a savoury base, while carrot and fennel will add sweetness. Parsley, thyme, bay and allspice berries add lots of interesting flavour. Mushrooms give an earthy note, but don't add a mushroom flavour to the finished gravy. I like to add vegetarian Worcestershire sauce and tamarind paste to add savoury and tart notes. Authentic Worcestershire sauce contains anchovies, so I like to use this alternative brand instead. Passata and tomato puree add richness and colour, and I have a spoon of plain flour to thicken the gravy at the end. Along with vegetable stock, I'm using red wine and a little sherry. To start the gravy, we need to get chopping. Peel the shallots and garlic, then roughly chop them. If you also like a bit of quiet chopping time in the kitchen, then give this video a thumbs up. Place the shallots and garlic in a bowl while we move on to the leek next. Remove the green part and the end of the leek, then chop roughly. Add the chopped leek to the shallots and garlic. Top and tail the carrot and slice that too. Thankfully, no precision chopping is required. Add the carrot slices to the other vegetables. Remove the leaves and ends from the celery, then, you've guessed it, slice that too. Add the celery to the bowl of veggies. Cut off the top and base of the fennel bulb. Fennel gives a subtle aniseed flavour, which is extra delicious when caramelised. Add the fennel slices to the bowl and the bulk of our chopping is done. Now we can start to actually cook the gravy. I won't lie, this is slow cooking, but cooking from the heart. Heat a teaspoon of sunflower oil and the butter in a large pan. Have your vegetables and some sugar nearby. Tip all the vegetables into the pan. Shake in half a teaspoon of sugar to encourage the vegetables to caramelise. Give everything a stir to mix through the oil and butter. Cook on quite a high heat for around 20 minutes. You can see the caramelisation already starting to happen, adding beautiful colour and flavour to the veg. Leave that on a low heat now, and let's take a moment to prep the mushrooms. These simply need to be roughly chopped. Add the mushrooms to the softened vegetables. Stir them in, then cover and cook gently for 5 minutes. The mushrooms have now surrendered themselves to the veggie mix, so I'm going to add the passata and tomato puree. Add in the herbs and spices as well and stir once again. Cover and cook gently for 5 to 10 minutes. In the meantime, I'll make up the vegetable stock. Add the stock to the pan. Then give everything a stir. A nice rich colour is already starting to develop, and you'll see it darken as the gravy reduces. Let this cook for another 15 minutes. After 15 minutes, add in the tamarind paste and the veggie Worcestershire sauce. Also add in the red wine and sherry. Port or Madeira would also work beautifully here. Give it a stir and then leave it to simmer for 30 minutes. Every now and then, give it a little stir and watch the rich colour deepen. After 30 minutes have passed, it should look something like this. To thicken the gravy, I like to remove some of the liquid from the pan so I can blend it into a paste with the flour. When you first start to blend the mixture, it will be lumpy, but if you're patient, you'll create a smooth caramel coloured paste. Pour the flour paste into the pan and stir through well. Then leave to simmer gently for 5 more minutes to let the flour cook. When the gravy has finished cooking, it will be glossy and unctuous, ready for the final stage, which is to pass the gravy through a fine sieve. Turn the vegetables over in the sieve now and again to encourage all the gravy to drain into the jug. Let the mixture take its own time to drip through. Don't be tempted to press on the vegetables, or the gravy will be cloudy. And here is the finished gravy. A labour of love, but worth it, I think, to create this delicious sauce. If you like, you can freeze the gravy in small portions. Alternatively, serve straight away as part of dinner along with the lovely Yorkshire puddings. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. Please subscribe for more recipes from Blue Spoon Veggie.